In the last few videos, I talked about the control layer, validation before action, and traceability and replay. Now let's talk about the next practical question. When should AI act automatically and when should a human step in? This is where many teams get stuck. Some teams try to automate everything. Some teams route everything to human review. Both sounds reasonable. Both create problems in production. The better answer is risk-based control. Human review should be based on risk, not habit. There are two weak patterns. The first is automating everything. It looks fast, but it creates exposure when the model is wrong, context is missing, or the output triggers the wrong downstream action. The second is reviewing everything. It sounds safe, but it does not scale. It slows down low risk work, overwhelms reviewers, and buries the decisions that actually needs attention. So the better part is risk-based control. Automate what is safe. Review what needs judgment. Escalate or block what carries serious risk. That is the core idea. Human review should not be random. It should match the risk and impact of the AI output. This is the binary mistake. Teams treat the decision like there are only two choices: full automation or full human review. But both extremes fail. Blind automation creates risk. There may be no confidence thresholds, no policy checks, no human oversight, and no useful audit trail when something goes wrong. Errors can compound quietly. A review bottleneck creates the opposite problem. Every output goes to a human. Reviewers get overloaded. Low risk work slows down. High risk work gets buried in routine cases. So the question is not, should human review everything? And it is not, can we automate everything? The better question is, which outputs can move forward safely and which ones need stronger control? That is how production AI should be designed. This is the framework. Different risk level needs different control levels. Low risk outputs can usually be automated. Internal summaries, routing drafts, and basic classification tags usually have limited downside if they are wrong. Medium risk outputs may need validation, sampling, or confidence checks. Support categorization, sentiment scoring, or severity labels may not always need a human, but they should not move blindly either. High risk output should go through human review. Compliance content, customer facing decisions, and disputes are examples where a wrong decision can create real business impact. Critical risk outputs may need escalation or blocking. Policy violations, high stakes API actions, legal content, or actions that change production state should not be treated like normal AI output. The point is simple: do not apply the same control to every AI output. As risk increases, control intensity should increase. That is how you get speed without losing safety. This is the product question that matters. Do not ask only, can we automate this? That question is incomplete. Ask, what happens if this is wrong? That question changes the design. If a wrong output has low impact and can be reversed quickly, automation may be fine. But if a wrong output affects customers, compliance, security, money, or production systems, you need stronger controls. Look at six things: impact, confidence, reversibility, policy sensitivity, customer exposure, audit requirement. This is where AI product management becomes real. The job is not just to ship AI features. The job is to define the automation boundary. What can move automatically? What needs review? What must be escalated? What should be blocked? That boundary is a product decision. Human review only works if it is designed properly. Just adding a review queue is not enough. A vague review queue is not control. It is just manual delay. A reviewer needs context. They need the original input. They need the model output. They need the validation result. They need the risk level. They need to know why the case was routed to them. Without that, you are asking someone to make a decision with incomplete information. That is not control, that is delay. The reviewer also needs authority. They should be able to approve, reject, modify, or escalate. Otherwise, the review steps becomes theater. A strong human review layer is a real decision checkpoint. It gives the reviewer enough evidence to make the right call, and it records the final decision so that the system can learn and improve over time. That is how human judgment becomes part of the system design. Here is the takeaway: automate low risk work, review high impact work, log the decision path. Production AI does not need humans everywhere, but it does need humans at the right control points. The goal is not to slow everything down. The goal is to use human judgment where it actually matters. This connects to the earlier parts of the series. Part 2 was about the control layer. Part 3 was about the validation before action. Part 4 was about traceability and replay. Part 5 is about where human judgment belongs inside that system. When these pieces works together, AI moves from demo to reliable production infrastructure. Part 6 will cover runtime governance for enterprise AI, how teams manage these controls as AI systems scale. Human review is not anti automation, it is what allows automation to scale safely. The key is not human in the loop everywhere. The key is human judgment at the right control points.